graduated magna cum laude from the University of Health Sciences, College of Osteopathic Medicine, now QMBC, in 2003. After completing her transitional osteopathic internship in Darby, Pennsylvania, she completed an anesthesia residency at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. She then completed a pediatric anesthesia, try saying that word, that is a difficult word to say, anesthesia fellowship at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles in 2009 and remained on staff for 2 years as an assistant professor. She is currently undergoing a 5-year, this is a big one, medical training program. I'm sorry, I can't say that word either. In pursuit of a certification in this field. As well, Dr. Gambrell is a student of Dr. James Jellis, the leader in pediatric biodynamic osteopathy education for physicians. As you can see, we have some incredibly intelligent, very well educated titles that I can't even say. Please come up here, Dr. Gambrell. Come to the stage. Thank you so much.
I'll have to say, my poor mother couldn't say any of those. I tortured her for years trying to teach her how to say all the things I've done. So I want to say I'm also very excited to hear from Alan Phillips, who's coming up, and Joshua Coleman and Del Bigtree. I'm so excited to hear them. And I want to give thanks to those who inspired me, Dr. Philip and Kao, and everybody who's inspired my path. Thank you for being here. So thank you for coming out to share your vision for a cleaner environment for our children. I'm a pediatric anesthesiologist. My job is to give a toxin to a child so they fall asleep for their surgery, and then make sure their body tolerates, processes, and removes those toxins so they can wake up safely and completely. What I have learned over my years of practicing is that toxins inhibit consciousness, and removing them brings consciousness back in. Okay, that's obvious, you say, but think about this. Childhood is 18 years of bringing consciousness into the body, heart, and mind. A newborn baby does not have the ability to regulate their heart rate or breathing. They startle when approached. These are normal signs that the body has not yet been permeated by consciousness. As the child grows, as the brain and cranial nerves develop, the child will eventually learn how to smile, how to walk, how to talk. These normal developmental milestones will happen assuming the child is able to tolerate, process, and remove whatever toxins come into their body. Within the first 7 years, there is a great deal of growth happening within the physical body. Any toxin not processed can settle in the body, preventing the child from fully entering in what will be their home for their entire life. Metals, plastics, EMF, fear, all of these enter through our various senses, through our eyes, through our ears, through our touch, through our digestion, through our heart. Everything that enters the child's body has to be fully processed down to a 0 point. And to do this, we need warmth. This is warmth as in physical warmth. Warmth as in our processes, like avoiding synthetic foods, materials, unnecessary pharmaceuticals. We also need to retain the natural warmth given to us by allowing the body to fever in most cases and supporting the fever and not suppressing it. So what is a fever? Why do children get fevers? Are they trying to fight something? Is fighting a natural process that happens? What if I told you that fever is actually the body's ability to detox, and it's the most important way that a child will detox during their childhood? We used to have childhood illnesses such as measles and chickenpox, mumps, and rubella. These served to reset the gut. They cleared the gut of anything that was developing. The child would have a fevering illness and would emerge stronger after recovering. Parents knew this, they saw this. Teachers saw this. They saw the child when they came back into the classroom more advanced after their illness than before their illness. The child could now crawl or ride their bike or read chapter books. Now, with the heavy use of Tylenol, antibiotics, vaccines, we're in a fever drought. Our children are not given the opportunity to have the fever that resets their gut. The child experiences many colds from October until May. They're never really better. We're seeing increased asthma and ADHD, autism, food sensitivity. This is from the lack of warmth and the lack of detoxing fevers. We know that 1 in 2 children has 1 of 20 chronic medical illnesses. So how do we increase the intelligence of our child's immune system? We give them real sensory input. Whole, organic foods, toys made of natural materials like wood and silk, real sunlight instead of screens and fluorescent lighting and EMFs. We eat together as families. We eat when we're happy. We get plenty of sleep, especially the sleep that regenerates the liver. Every hour of sleep that you get before midnight gives you 2 hours of liver sleep. It's really important. Parents, please take care of yourself. Look inside you to see what toxins are hanging out. Resolve your pains from childhood. Forgive your parents. We also need warmth of soul. Warmth in the very way that we engage the world. So much of what we are doing today is anti-everything. Antibiotics, antidepressants, antacids, the war on drugs, the war on cancer. We are in a constant state of fight or flight to avoid our humanity. Where has this gotten us? How does fighting promote a non-toxic environment? I ask this, what would it be like to step out of the war and into the creation of something better for us, for our children? How do we learn to trust again after being deceived by the FDA and the CDC and every other alphabet soup organization and in failing to live up to their task to keep our environment safe for our children? In losing that trust, we ourselves have become disconnected from the whole. We are all scrambling to find another community to resonate with, another lifeboat to climb into. We need to be able to trust again. Look around you at somebody you don't know. Look at them in the eyes. Smile. Allow yourself to feel what it feels like to trust someone. To heal ourselves and our community, we need to drop out of this battle. You can't fight a battle that you don't show up for. We don't need any government body to give us permission to heal. We can stop counting on the ego consciousness of the authoritarian healthcare system and develop our own communal ego consciousness. One built on warmth and sustainability and connection. We can find real care, whether through an alternative healthcare practitioner, through our spouse, through yoga. Seek those out who are great at self-care. They will teach us self-compassion. We can find our own sense of uprightness, our own beacon, our very own ego consciousness. We can teach others and bring them along with us. But first we must step away from the fight and into the future we are creating together. I ask again, how are you warming your child's environment so that you can help them digest all that's coming at them? What tools are you giving them to help them with this digestion? Have you been doing your own internal work, clearing the toxins that live inside you, your body, and your heart? How are you helping to provide healthy boundaries? Autism is a failure to provide healthy boundaries. The child doesn't know what's self and what's not self. Autism is a failure of a detoxification process. There is more out there to digest, and every day there's more. We just heard about glyphosates, but Monsanto has 17 more patents in the work that act just in the same way. It's our job as parents to warm our child's environment, to pre-digest all that enters their consciousness. As we support this full permeation of consciousness into our children, they will be better able to tolerate, process, and remove toxins from their body so that they can wake up safely and completely as adults. And all the things we hear about toxicity from all the great speakers today and creating a clean environment are indeed important. But I can tell you from the thousands of anesthetics that I've given to children, the number one thing that makes a difference between a smooth anesthetic and a rocky anesthetic is the relationship that that child has with their immediate community. How close they are with their mother, with their neighbors, with everyone that they interact with. That makes the biggest difference. So I ask that we develop that community and spread that warmth and heal our children. Thank you.